What up, my motherfuckers? How y'all doing today? I'm doing well. Doing well. Good morning. Good morning. It's, I don't know, butt crack 30 here yet. Sun ain't popped up. Just sitting here weed worshiping and pothead pontificating as I do. So, I got a confession to make. And if that title bothers you, cancel me. Go ahead. My kids canceled me. What are you going to do? Kuna Matata. So, yes, I do think I'm retarded. But not in the way that you're hearing it or taking it. And to be clear, when I was a child, one of the kids in my class got in trouble for saying something to another kid, and I can't remember what the word was exactly, but I think it was like racially derogatory towards Polish persons. I don't remember what it was exactly. I know there was a couple different ones that were used for Polish persons back in the day, and it was something it was one of those. And teacher was really upset about it. I don't think she specifically was of the nationality. If I recall correctly, I think she was a Holocaust sympathizer. She was really empathetic to the pain and suffering that the Nazis had caused. This was in the 80s or so. I don't think she was a Jewish person. I think, but the term used was apparently very common with the Nazi Party over there in Germany, and so she addressed the class on it. And the little boy's position was that the person he was talking to had done something stupid, and he's like, "Well, what else am I supposed to say?" And she taught us that retard or retardation was the correct way to identify somebody that had developmental disabilities. So when I found out in 2015 or something like that, that maybe earlier, I don't know, that it was a bad word, I'm like, but that's how I was taught. But that's not even how I'm using it here. When I call myself retarded in this sense, I don't know if you're familiar with electronics, but there's a device called a rheostat, potentiometer. It's basically just a electronic control module. It allows you to control the flow, the current coming in and out of a device. It's real useful for like spinning motors and stuff. You'll see them on turntables. Like if you're into radio and music and stuff, there'll be I don't know what the speeds are, but there's like 45, 65, and it's the RPMs of the table, and that will determine how fast the disc moves. Well, that little device there is a potentiometer or a rheostat. But if you're working behind the scenes on those devices, they have these little clips, and I think they're technically like PRTRD or something. I think it's a French thing, but it's apparently pronounced retard. Um, when I first learned, I was like, "What the fuck are you talking?" They showed me, like, "No, that's how you pronounce it." I was like, "Okay, I guess so." And what it's referring to, so the potentiometer have a wide range, and these little clips can go on to restrict the movement of the potentiometer, because you might have, one that's rated for X amount of power, but you can't have that much going down the circuit. So you put a potential or a retard clip in there to limit the flow of the current. And it's in that regard that I think I am retarded. I guess another way to put it is I look at life as like a highway, and most society runs at like 60 miles an hour. You guys all bebop along in your little happy society, quote unquote happy. But me, my idle speed is like 75 miles an hour. And as soon as I put on the gas, I start pushing you guys off the road and running into you. And I'm just driving down the road at my speed. I genuinely, hand to God, I thought the entire world was as smart as I was until a year or two ago. I took an IQ test. Now, IQ isn't a really scientific metric. There's a lot of variables that can come into it, but it does kind of provide a baseline of reasoning. And when I took the test in the 5th grade, I scored 127. And they told me that was a few points above average, and they recommended I take some more challenging classes. I was actually being tested because I was doing poorly in school, and they thought maybe I was special needs. What they didn't know is that I wasn't special needs at all. I had just noticed that some kids got to stay behind. And all they had to do was not do well on their grades. It was a scam, a scheme. I was born in August, so whenever I started school, I was always smaller than everybody. At least I felt that way. And I was always picked last and picked on a lot. Hand to God, I remember a kid with a crutch getting picked over me one time. I was in the 7th grade. I was a little white boy at a person of color school, and yeah, saw a kid with a crutch get picked for dodgeball over me. And then I got hit more by my own team than the other team did. It was a really good learning experience. Sadly, when I got control of the situation, I got torn out of there. But I really do think that my brain just, like, I can't understand how you guys think. Like, you have trust and faith in the love of others. That just baffles me. Not even my parents. I've never felt that. I've never seen that. Now, my mom did make me feel love, but I was always able to see that it was kind of transactional. Like, when I was there in her face, there was lots of love. But when I was out of sight, away with somebody else, not so much. Like, she knew I got kidnapped, and I think I got a phone call. Like, kidnapped, molested, possibly murdered. And I think she called to see if I was okay. She's always had other priorities in her life. Both my parents did, actually. My entire fucking life. I wasn't even a top 10 spot. I was a burden, is what I was. And that is not their fault. That's me. I'm smarter than your average bear. So 127 IQ would put me in the top 3%. Well, it would mean 3% of humans are smarter than me. Which, yeah, I've met people smarter than me. Maybe. Maybe not. God, I catch on shit so quick. Like, if you bring me into a work environment and give me the operations manuals, I will improve your operations significantly. I will hurt so many fucking feelings. We get this built into these patterns of, oh, well, it works, so, and then that gets passed on to somebody else, and that becomes the policy. I don't have that. I like to look at the way it's supposed to be run, see how we run it, and figure out where the solution is in between the two. People always misunderstand me. They always think there's something else to it. I am working on it. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to find a way to navigate my id with your reality. But y'all, this fucking reality is stupid. Like, stupid as fuck. There are some motherfuckers out there saying, there's no proof that Trump is a rapist pedophile. I admit I haven't seen it myself, but he's working awfully hard to cover up shit that he's not involved in. And to be clear, the Epstein files, the war in Iran is not because of the Epstein files. Actually, the Epstein files exist to make the war in Iran possible. I don't know how you don't see that. Like, Israel is benefiting from this war. Israel is running Maxwell, Epstein, and Trump pedophile Pizzagate ring. Honest to God, didn't know they were eating kids. I suspect they used pizza phone-in orders. So after they would get done blackmailing somebody, they'd call in for pizza to celebrate. And that code would tell them what they had the victim, well, no, not victim. You don't get to be a victim when you're raping kids. Co-conspirators? Patsies? What the fuck? Monsters? They all need to fucking burn. And that is a direct threat. That's not rhetorical. That's not a choppy. All you pedophile pieces of shit need to fucking burn. Especially you, Mossad. I can respect the game and the manipulation, but that, yeah, some lines you don't cross. Refresh. This commercial break was brought to you by weed. No, that's tobacco, I promise. Where was I? Pothead pontificating. I am retarded. And I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe that I am mentally ajar. I can't comprehend the way you guys see the world. It's so alien to me. And vice versa. I get that. Oh God, vice versa. People don't like it when people are smarter than them. I do though. I really like. I prefer people that can correct me and fact check me and have more knowledge than I do. I really do prefer to have myself surrounded by that. I love everyone, and I take you for who you are and what you are. But if all you can do is sit there and nod along with me and agree, I'm not interested in chit chat, idle chatter. Blah. No thanks. If you've got something to say, we should talk about it. If you're just looking to fill the space between us, I got headphones, man. Figure out your own shit. I don't know, man. I ain't got any answers. Don't get that twisted. I'm not smarter than you. I'm not better than you. I might be clinically more cognitive. That is not a bonus. That is not at all a bonus. Fuck. So I'm just gonna do my own fucking thing. If I hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. I love you. I got nothing against you. But I'm done bending over and scraping and bowing to appease other people's ego. My wife and kids betrayed me. Like stole everything I ever had, wiped their ass with me and threw me away. And still to this day, they can't tell me a fucking thing I did wrong to them. Oh, their mom blames me for everything. All our financial problems were my fault. I never made enough money. Bitch, the Rockefellers couldn't make enough money to keep up with you. Fuck. I always made more than enough to support us. Yep. But not enough for Mama Lissa to buy all the love, affection, and attention she needed. Hey, she got to walk our baby girl down the aisle. I guess she knew what she was doing. Someday my kids are going to sit down and do the math about how little she did, and they're going to realize most of what she did was done by other people while she laid on her ass and took a nap. You know what it's like to have somebody who sleeps 60 fucking hours a week complain about your 35 hours? It's fucking insane. She would literally sleep 10 to 12 hours a day. And I admit, on my days off, I would sometimes crash for long periods of time. But most of the week, I was operating off 3 to 4 hours. But my kids could never see that because of our schedules. I was at work when they were home. And I was sleeping and getting ready for the work when they were off. I always went to him. I always tried to talk to him. I always said, hey, what's going on? I feel like there's distance. Nah, Dad, we're cool. We're cool. Until my daughter misreads a text about a cat. This life is fucking wild, man. Fucking wild. And I love it. It's absolutely just a brilliant, beautiful fucking whirlwind of chaos. Refresh. This commercial break is brought to you by gas coming out my ass. So I'm putting together a couple organizations. The Fuck You Party, focused on my political beliefs and philosophies. We protect human rights. Fuck you if you disagree. It's spelled F-U-X-K. F-U-X-K. Yeah. Replace the C with X. It's for censors. It's a troll. I'm a troll. But my faith and my politics are very real. They're also just sensationalistic in your face and sort of me rubbing my ass in your nose. So, Fuck You Party is the politics. Run for governor, Oregon, 2026. I need health care. I need about $36,000 a year. They pay like 3 times that, so I can donate shitload to charity. It's like a win-win. Yeah, I promise. It's not a threat against their flesh, but I am gonna go full Khaleesi on them. Game of Thrones season 6 episode 4. She had some very important lessons in diplomacy, and I want to make sure that those are brought to the attention of our leadership. Choppy is our mascot. You know, the Dems have a donkey and the Republicans have an elephant or something. I don't know. We got a happy guillotine. He chops the head off bad ideas. He's not a threat to your flesh. Well, unless you're a pedophile, then he's going to chop some shit off. But, CORE, that's the Church of Reason and Education. I am a theist, but all faiths are welcome inside CORE. Agnostics, atheists, and yes, kids, atheism is a faith. It's a belief you have about God that you have no proof of. It is not an organized religion, but it is a faith. Faith is just simply a belief that you can't prove, and you have absolutely no proof that God isn't real. You just have your feelings about other people's views on God. For instance, I know that God is real, and my proof of that is physics, science. So go ahead, prove me wrong. I will not hold my breath. Oh, I found my relationship with God through smoking weed. If you read the Constitution, we can actually worship however we want to. Hashtag weed worship. What else do I got to say? I guess have an amazing day. Love you always and forever. Puff, puff, pass.